Welcome, Aries. This is your special introductory reading. I hope you enjoy. Happy Halloween! Guardians, guides, and angels that are working with love, with the energy and group of Aries. Please help me to bring clear messages for the group of Aries. Whatever needs to come through, allow to come through for people to have benefit in their lives. Oh, Aries, this is very interesting. Yes, it is. The energy that's coming in is extremely powerful. Boy, they're jumping. Whoop. Beautiful. Wow. Like, I don't even know what to say out of all the cards, and it's not even the last one, or the ending of them. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Arcana cards already. I was saying in my mind, the final good outcome for Aries. Well, there it is. And all the cards wanted to fall out of my hand. I was like, that's a little much. How about one card? Which ends up being a fabulous card. Okay. Okay, Aries. Well, that's rather exciting. The energy I was feeling coming in, you know, at first it felt a little scattered, and then it started to calm down and go into a flow. I really caught on to how your energy is working. It's like everything comes at you at once, and no wonder you want to just go, like get out and you win, you know? And so that's the energy that I see, and it's amazing. And so in the center of the reading, we have the Hierophant, and this is about marriage in general, and this is about love relationships. So I'm feeling very strongly that in general around your life at this time, marriage is a thing that's on your mind. It's what's going on and around you. It's what's occupying a lot of your thoughts. Now that could be a marriage to a lot of different situations, things. It can be a little dogmatic, it can be a little stubborn. However, I'm kind of feeling like for the majority of Aries, marriage is something that you're really starting to think about in your life. Like, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? Like the person that you want to be with, you're really thinking and contemplating hard. And I feel there's a lot of single Aries that are just going to start wonderful relationships. I mean, when you get in the center of your reading, the marriage card, it's pretty prominent, you know, so, and it's a major arcana. So, like, you know, you want to be able to pull this energy in and harness it and be able to work with it. So I'm going to give you a few tools that I think may help you along the way. Actually, a couple of ideas are coming to me as I'm saying this about maybe a video that I'll do about how the flow of energy between chakras in marriage works. Okay, so I'm feeling like you're a very romantic person, And when you open up towards that energy, it's like this beautiful romantic person comes out that is like a surprise to your partner. And you keep it fresh and you keep it interesting and you want to keep moving, and you want to have routine in your life, but not in your marriage. And so, I mean, to some extent, you want that fresh and exciting, and you like that challenge in life. I feel like at this time you're getting help from the other side with all of these types of things. So those of you who are not in a relationship that you want to be in with, I see one coming in. A whole bunch of information is coming at me at once, so I'm trying to decipher everything. So just give me a moment. I'm going to ask things to slow down so I can get all the proper information to you. Thank you. So with this, we'll work on the one concentration, which is the group that is single. I see that is coming in as you're going to start a new relationship. Those of you who are in a relationship, there's a new start to what is happening within your marriage. So whether you are married or whether you're single, this is going to be able to force the energy by having angelic energies, I'm feeling, working with you, and spirit guides and other beings of light are really focusing on love at this time. This time our world really needs love. It needs good examples of what relationships are for the people. I mean, think about this, like so many relationships are struggling consistently. Well, that's because we don't have good examples of what good relationships are a lot of times in our immediate surroundings. So this is telling me that this is the time when that's going to start to happen, and you're part of that crowd that's going to set the example for others to look at. So I really admire that, because it's like showing your vulnerability to the world. Here you are, you're sitting here with your heart open saying, you know what, I'm ready to love. Even though I've been hurt before, for a group of you I'm seeing there's a lot that have been hurt before. And as you have, you haven't hung on to those hurts for very long these days, and you've let them go. And you're really open and receptive to bringing love in your life. And that's just amazing. It's just beautiful. And I love it. And it's strength for other people. It is showing a lot of strength. The Emperor card is in the position of sort of things that are your foundational energy. So that's very strong masculine energy. And it is stability. It's, having everything coming to your life that you need, understanding that you have a strong foundation. So I mean, from only from that is where you can build anything of strength. And I feel like for those of you male energies, you have a lot to offer people. And I also am getting a strong message that through this, that in the past you have misplaced some of that love. Well, it's not even so much that you've misplaced it, but your partner has misplaced it. And so you sort of lost sight of some things that were going on within that. I'm picking up that you've really mastered financial abundance. Your finances are flowing to you now. It seemed to be really stagnant for a long time. That energy actually comes from your partner. Whether you're male or female, Aries, your partner, the one that you broke up with, for those of you who are single right now, and I feel like they're like fairly recent, there's a group of people who are fairly recently broken up with someone, and that of a long-term relationship, and they've realized that that's what's held them back. They really put a damper on everything and every aspect of their life, and it crept up on you like a slow moving fog started coming over your household. It affected your finances. I see businesses, I see work, like I see mental attitude of depression. I see that throughout the whole household, even with it, like the tension was very thick. Even though there wasn't fighting, there was fighting on the astral plane. I'm going to tell you, this was thick in the air. And, I'm going to say this. I don't often say kind of things like this, but really and truly, you might want to consider having a house clearing, because when you go through that kind of a ickiness of what I'm feeling, and that sort of ego death, there's a lot of stuff that in your home that you think about, that you do, that's in your mind, and this energy gets put out into your home, and it kind of is like filth, really, you know, and it doesn't feel good. You don't know why you feel tired. You don't know why you feel this. You don't know why you feel like the negative things. And so this may be why, because the energy is still on your walls. So if you can just smudge your house, I may do a video at some point on smudging, but if you know somebody around you that is willing to do that for you, or, you know, that does that kind of work, then please contact them. If you sit in that energy for long, it's gonna make you feel icky. So it's good to clean it up, you know. Even just a fresh cleaning in your house will help, but for the most part, you know, you're going into sort of going into the death cycle, into the winter. We're in the fall part yet, but we're preparing, you know, we're preparing for our little cocoon. So we're nesting and we're starting to get things all like cozy for the winter. And in this, you're really building a really great little nest egg for yourself and for somebody else. You're building a space so that you can have a proper relationship. You know what you don't want now. You've been through a lot, and it's what's coming forward now. And I see like such a beautiful energy. I'm seeing lots of gold colors, and the gold is like really representing like actual gold. Funny money. It's like incredible. It's beautiful. And the foundation is strong and sturdy. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay with your family. I feel like for a group of you who have your own business, it's going to really grow at this time. And it's going to help you with your family and your children. I see your children getting involved with your business as well, because it's successful and it's good. And so that's wonderful. So this wonderful thing of light is coming in for you. It's like you get it now. You get the fact that money is an energy, and you just tap into it and you flow with it. And that's what you did. But you didn't realize you did that, but you did do that. And now you're in the flow. So it's just getting the ball going right now. I feel like nature is going to help you a lot. Keep grounded and keep centered and moving forward. You know, I feel like a lot of what has gone on in your... Okay, so there's... a group of Aries who are a younger group who are starting out new and in new relationships, new marriages, or wanting to start a new one, and they're young. And the experience that you have when you're younger with love is much different than your experience with love when you're older. So you're in that fresh, new, sort of shy, emotional state for these groups. This is what I'm seeing for these different types of groups. When you look back for the older ones, and when you're in it now when you're younger, and you've learned, or you're learning that to come out of that little shell. You're not letting you're gentle in your ways and your nature, and it's surprising for the fire energy to have that quality so in depth and so mastered. When you balance out your water energy with the fire energy, then what begins to happen is that's such a force that is hard to reckon with. And when you have your emotions in check and your gentleness is moving forward and your humility is there with it, you create one of the most beautiful energies for building something that I've ever seen. So whatever it is you want to build at this time, it's like, boom, there. It is an opportunity for you to do so. Whether it is a business, whether it is a new love, whether it is refreshing your existing love, you know, whatever it is that you want, I feel like that is there for you. Your shifts are coming in. Like, there is very little resistance to what you can do when you have all this in check. And that's amazing. I noticed something else I'm going to get into a little further about this card, but I'll just wait for that, because I feel a connection with another card with this, and that's amazing. And I feel like you really, it's about honoring the person that you're with. You really honor the person that you're with. And I mean, that is amazing. The love that I'm feeling from like the position of the person who's receiving your love is like, oh, well, my little cup's getting filled up with love. That's amazing. You really have mastered the energy of love, and that is so cool. Because our world is sorely in need of that at this time. You have the Wheel of Fortune in your future. So, you know, you have the heavens around you. With all the cards that are around here, you have the heavens helping you beyond measure. Beyond measure. You have guides and guardians beyond measure that are helping you with this love at this time. The whole world is going through a transformation and bringing in this energy. You know, when something came to me, you know, when I think about Jesus, not in a religious sense or anything, but he was the master of love. He's the master of our world. And, you know, we come to the end of the cycle of his energy and bringing in the age of Aquarius, a new world. We learned our foundation is love. He brought love to this world. He was the God of love. Anything to do with it, we've learned. Now we're taking that and we're blossoming with it. We're like moving forward with it. And you Aries are the beginning of it. It's the start of it. You have all the heavens behind you, all that energy behind you. I'm seeing massive amounts of karmic energy behind you, pushing you to this spot right now. Wow, that was a lot of energy. And I'm telling you, it came through. I wanted to come through and tell you how special this is for you right now. How special and how important relationships are for you at this particular time. You're spearheading. The head of the thing is the Queen of Swords. You're spearheading. You're not taking any shit anymore, man. That's it. You're done. You're like, boom, you're cutting that. You're like the fire. You're cutting that out. And you know, when a woman is done and they're like, boom, I'm done and that's it. You know that energy? That's like when mama says something, that's it. That's the way it goes. And I'm feeling like that very stern energy given with gentleness and with the approach of what you've learned with your emotional aspects, your relationship is going to catapult forward into the amazing amounts of love. And you're also very protective over your family. And to the point where you're like, but it's in such a gentle way. It's like talk about gentle giant energy. It's amazing. Like, you know, all Aries they're so kind in their approach and in their nature for the most part. When they're in their element, in balance, it is amazing to see it. And you know how to wield that cold, hard energy when you need to, and only where you need to cut out negativity. And that's been some of the energy in your, the lessons that you're learning, you've learned to this point in life, no matter what age you are. It's like you've learned to keep the storms at bay. You're like controlling what is going on, even like to the point of the weather around you. I'm not sure what that means. To some of you, you may not get that, but to a small group of you, you'll understand, like, when you get angry, you see a change in the weather. Is possibly what's happening. And it feels like if you wanted to, you could put a stop to certain things. And that is even like in all aspects of your life, emotionally, with people around you, I'm talking. But actual weather as well, for a small group of you. If you play with that, maybe some of you play with that sort of stuff. Controlling the weather. Some of it may be a joke to you, but I think maybe it's actually happening. There is a very strong foundation. You know, you have this masculine energy, even though this is male, but this is masculine energy. This is like the positive energy in positive and negative forces. So you have the negative force in the top and the positive force in the bottom. That's going to do nothing but fill the cup of whoever you're with. I'm feeling it's very, very important that you have that receptivity given back to you. You know, the infinity energy goes that, you know, you're going to give something and then you're going to wait to receive something back. And when you get something back, that feeds you. That gives you energy so you can continue to give back. And then they can continue to give back. And that's the way it works. And that's the way marriages are built. And I feel that that's really important. And I'm saying a marriage because the center card is really about marriage. No matter what type of relationship you're in, I'm feeling that that's the end result of it. I feel also that, like, when that's just the way you are when you begin. Like, it's like you're really solid, you're committal, you know what you want, and you're very focused and you're very clear, and you're just not taking any more nonsense from anybody. It's absolutely wonderful. I feel like this card has just come in with such, these cards have just, they've really honestly come in with such grace. And you know, I'm going to say that you have an amazing amount of support around you. Like, I can't begin to tell you on this planet, your friendships, the qualities of what's happening in and around you have supported you through a very dark period of your life. And you're very grateful and thankful, and you celebrate life with them, and they celebrate life with you. And that's absolutely an amazing card to have as outside influences of where you are in your situation in your life right now. You're really ready to receive a relationship. You know, you've done the inner work. This Hermit card is talking about that you, with the influences that you have in your own mind, you've done the work. What is the work? The work is something like, you know, you understand how to be good to yourself. You understand how to set boundaries. You understand how to say enough's enough and be like, I'm not going to just let this consume me. I'm going to pace myself with this. When I'm tired, I'm going to rest. When I feel energetic, I'm going to go. You know, and so, you know, you don't want to leave disaster in your wake with your burning of things, because you're, you know, really a go-getter. You have a lot of energy to go get things. And so you've learned that spending time alone is critical. You know, taking up energy of meditation, I see, would be a great thing for you. You know, there's thousands of forms of meditation. There's Tai Chi for those of you who have a really difficult time staying still. Start with a moving meditation. When you're doing Tai Chi, that is combining all the energies of nature and everything. That's going to really help you ground and move your energy to a position where it has a stable foundation. So I feel that is a very good message for a lot of you within people who are married or not, or in relationships or not. I feel like those of you who are in long-term relationships, maybe both of you taking up meditation is a really great idea, so you can encourage your partner to do so as well. And I mean, it's as simple as, hey, let's start meditating on Monday night before we go to sleep, you know, and putting on a YouTube. I mean, there's millions of YouTube links that will bring you to meditation, guided meditations to help you sleep, or whatever it is that you want to work with. So just, you know, do a search on YouTube and check that out. Sometimes you have a tendency to go inward and alone, to think a little too long. So don't overthink things. That's another lesson. I think that there's a group of you I'm seeing that the lesson of overthinking has been learned, and you are moving past it. It's like you got stuck in a cycle of thinking and you really couldn't get out of it. No matter what you did, you couldn't get out of it. And you learn that, okay, that went through that dark energy, and now I've pulled myself out of it, and I'm never allowing myself to go back there. So it's like you nip it in the bud. You stop things before it escalates into that negativity that you don't want. I mean, these are amazing life lessons, and it's telling me that even younger Aries are learning this at a very, very young age. Like, even I'm seeing some children, even, oh boy, like even little kids that are Aries. If you have an Aries child, even, like, I'm seeing them learning that lesson right now too. Very interesting. You're at a time where you can manifest at this time pretty much anything you wanted to set your mind on. And remember, what you think, you create. So please be careful of your thoughts with this. It's telling me, be careful of your thoughts. Anytime you have negative thoughts, really delete it in your head. Like, literally delete it in your consciousness, and bring something in that's positive. So I'm excited to get to this Empress card, because it's telling me now that I wanted to talk about this King of Cups and this Emperor, because these two came to my thoughts right away when I laid the Emperor's card down. They're looking at each other in the layout. The woman is not noticing that there's a man looking at her. And so there's someone that if you're a male, you're interested in someone that they don't know that you're interested in. In woman, she is like, la, 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 not even paying attention. And there's a guy really, really, you know, digging her, and she's oblivious to it. It's not even in her consciousness. She's not even wanting that relationship. So for you singles out there, I'm seeing that, you know, pay attention to those things. So for the guy, you're like, what am I going to do to get this woman's attention? I feel like you do something very romantic and very out of the ordinary that you get this woman's attention. And, you know, she really is wowed by it. I see like some of you maybe sending roses just to be like, hey, you know, I dig you. And you make up some funny poem. You're very creative. I see like there's a funny poem about it. And like you're just like really jokey and smart assy about it, you know? And so I see that. That's very, very cute. Whew. I feel like for a group of you, you need to pay attention to the person, they're telling me, who is like a bookworm, looking, reading, maybe writing, that kind of thing. They're not like on their computer all the time. They actually have seen physical books. That's for a group of you. For another group of you, I see there's like construction, but there's like fine detailing in construction. So they may have something to do with that in some form or another. I'm feeling for a group of Aries that they're going away on a trip. And this the trip that you've always wanted to go on your whole life, and so you're just like super excited. And I see a bunch of you going to Australia, like you're just gonna love it. You're gonna go and you're gonna be wowed and amazed by it, and you're gonna have everything. Don't worry, you're gonna have all the money to do what you want to do. Okay, I see that. I feel like there's a lot of money to do the things that you want to do, and it's your time to do it. You're fearful that you're not gonna happen, but as soon as that thought comes to your mind, just let it go. Let the thought go of any negativity concerning what's happening, what you don't have. Because the second you dwell on that, that's what you're going to create, a lack of those things. So if you're, you know, thinking about manifesting something, then that's the things that you have to concentrate on. Only that, yep, you're going on that trip and that's it. Okay? So don't let any interruptions come into your energy field about that you're not going to go. Just keep your dream alive, and that's it. That's what you're doing. You have like, I see some of you saving. You have like money put away towards these trips, and you're going to do it. You're absolutely going to do it. It's exciting, and it's like the one that you wanted to do your whole life. So the Nine of Pentacles is the card that is the ending result. And with this, I feel like you have peace of mind, you have contentment within your relationships that you're creating. Those of you who are starting new, you are absolutely, you got your things together. You just need to take one more step and you're going to be able to be like, oh, this is it. I'm ready for this relationship. I feel like there's a group of you who are a little scared. You're a little scared of what you're creating, but you're absolutely going to do it, and you're going to be fine doing it. So you're just going to push those fears aside. So right now we're going to take the Akashic Record things, and we're going to take a couple of these cards to help us understand in the Akashic energy. What Aries needs to know for this time period. Well, how about commitment? Commitment is the theme here. love it when my energy is all alignment with it. It's great. It allows me to be able to give you a clear energy. Whoop, there we go. Okay. How beautiful. Oh my. Okay, so, you know, I'm thinking in my head, commitment. And when, when this card came out, commitment, it made me realize that, you know, what we're really talking about here is that you're really ready for committed relationships. So that's amazing, because this is what we're talking about. When we're talking about marriage, we're talking about commitment. And I was seeing like whether people live together, whether they have a committed relationship, they don't live together. I was seeing all different types of marriages, but, you know, even some with work, or even deciding to be committed to your children, anything of those natures, that is what was coming through. And that's what the lesson is here from the Akashic Record. So that's amazing. You're right on track. How can you go wrong? Everything that's been happening in your life up until now has brought you to this point. Everything you thought, everything you do is helped you manifest to where you are. So you created the world that you want right now. That's amazing. Then this next one is Winged Messenger. And with it, this is telling me that you're going to know the person. Like, I feel like a lot of you have a question. How are you going to know? How are you going to know who is for me? How am I going to know if this is the person? And I feel like when you're with them, you're going to get some form of message of a winged bird coming to you. And when you do, if anybody wants any information about the winged bird, because this is a special reading, I'm going to give you that information. And just email me about the winged bird that you saw, and I will give you the best information I can on it, okay? So that's my commitment to you for being committed. That's amazing. See how that works? Okay, so I do see that it, you know, for the most part, obviously you're out in nature, but you know, I also see a group of people who are like inside an apartment building, and it's like a bird that you think, what is that bird? It's out of the ordinary. And it's like too high up for you to be like, you have never seen it in your area before. So something that stands out. It's not a common one, and it really catches your attention. So that's the bird, okay? That's the one you want for those people who are living in I'm seeing like apartment building. For those of you who are out in nature and you're seeing it, you're going to know it. It's like this thing is going to talk to you. You've never noticed something so much before, and you really do pay attention to it right now. I'm also seeing for a group of you, for those, this is important, for a group of you who have lost a loved one, they're coming to you also in a winged message. And I feel like there's a channel that they're opening when you do receive this animal message. I feel like the message is that they love you, and whatever that bird is representing is the message that they want to tell you. Okay, so that's a way that you can also contact me and ask me about that one time. Okay, if you get a message that you think it's the right bird and someone has passed that you loved, then I'll gladly give you forward that information to you of whatever bird that you've seen. Okay, so that's wonderful. So now we're going to ask the romance angels what advice they have for Aries for this special reading today. Aries, just a couple cards. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You already met the romantic partner you seek. This could be the one. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. I just love it when everything goes into alignment. Okay, so should we have one more? Oh, yeah. Of course, ask and you shall receive. Everything you breathe, that you speak, you manifest. Don't forget that. past life relationship. You have known each other before. So obviously these things have been destined. And you know, I feel like you have had some experiences in the past that have allowed you to connect in with the person you want. So here are the cards. I'll show you a little closer. So obviously these are very straightforward energies. However, when I say this, when I see this could be the one, I feel like, you know, maybe the ones that are going away on the foreign trip. Like I see something about France, and I see Australia, a couple of different like obscure sort of vacations. And it's like ones that you've always wanted to do, you've never done, and you're doing it. And I feel like you meet the singles, even if you're not single, I don't know, like you meet the person that you know you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's really amazing. And it's like divinely guided right now. It couldn't get, it's like these old energies of the cherubim. You know, the Cupid energy is coming in through this right now. It's so important for you to meet this person that like I'm seeing thousands of energies, lifetimes before that you've set this up for this to happen like this. There's a lot of things that have come into factor for this to happen through ancient families. So you know what? I feel like there's an honoring of your ancestors at this time. Thank them that they've gone before you and that they were able to do what they could do to help you move forward in your love life right now. That's an amazing message. You've known this person before for sure in a past life. That's amazing, Aries. So beautiful. You know, and the ones that are in relationships, same feeling. I'm like getting that same feeling of that. This is, you know, this is it. This is the one for the rest of your life. And if it's not, like you've changed it. Like if you were in a relationship, it's like boom. This was destined to happen. I'm telling you, like these cards have all said this is destined to happen to you right now. This is exactly, you are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. That's so amazing. So if you have any comments about this reading, you're more than welcome to put them down there below. And thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon with your November reading. Blessing.